Hello everyone, this is Princess here, and for today's video we are going to talk about the new raid that is going to feature a new burst and force for Queen. So she's also getting a rework and force echo. The character who's also getting their burst reran is going to be Tifa again, and Gladio also has synergy. Unlike last time, he can actually be useful here. So let's get started with Queen. So Queen's force weapon is called the Mirage Sword, and this will grant her the force time put in order, and her force partner is going to be Ignis. So this is a 6-hit AoE Brave split HP attack that is dealt 4 times, and also extends the duration of active buffs by 1 turn by 2. And then if we look at the bonus, so when Queen's force time is active, whenever you use a Brave or an HP attack or any upgraded Brave or HP attack, she will raise the party's HP damage by 50% and their max Brave cap by 50%. And then for the bonus, so you get 40% when using melee skills, and then 60% when a party member uses a changed Brave or HP attack. So it's sort of generic, as in everyone can fill it out, but it's also kind of selfish because for Queen, because one of the biggest things about Queen is that when she has her overhead effect up, she can just use her Brave and HP attack, which are changed from her overhead effect, so she can definitely raise it up a lot by her own. So just a bit about it. The only other characters who can really fit both of these conditions would be Machina and Ursula, but you would probably be better off using Ursula for this because she does have her Echo, and she does have a burst. Machina has yet to get Force Echo or a rework. And her bonuses are pretty high as well, but in my opinion, I wouldn't use it all the time, or as the main force. I would more just use it as an echo instead. Okay, so now for her burst weapon, this is the Astral Sword, and this will grant her the finishing burst Infringement. This will grant her the Rasetsu Arousal effect for 3 turns, and then she will deal a 10-hit AoE Brave split HP attack that is dealt twice, and her burst effect is 8 turns. So for the burst effect itself, it will raise Queen's recast gauge by 80%, and then for the party, she raises Brave gains up by 20%, HP damage by 20%, raises Brave damage cap by 50%, and then max Brave cap by 30%. But what's also interesting is that whenever anyone uses an EX skill, a Brave attack, HP attack, or an upgraded version, she will raise the party Brave gains up by 10%, HP damage up by 30%, Brave damage cap by 30%, and then max Brave cap by 50%. So it's definitely a lot, but there is one thing that I do want to note about Queen. So if you remember, when she has her EX overhead up, she can't use any of her skills aside from her Brave and HP attacks. So it's going to be a little weird trying to go into Force Echo with her when you have her overhead effect up, because if you're like me and if you like to use all of your finishing bursts first, just to have the effects up, and then go in with all your Force Echoes, you do need to find a way to work around that. So it's not a bad thing, but just you need to find a way to work around it. Okay, so for the boss, you're going to be fighting 2 Merilith Tempests, which don't really do anything interesting. We fought these bosses before, so their attacks are pretty much the same. I will say, though, they do have a lot of single target attacks, not very many AoE attacks, so I don't know if you're like me and if you wanted to use Gladio for this, then go nuts. For the force gauge, so for the whole fight, their gauge will go up by 4% each time the player acts. And for the whole fight, your max HP goes down by 90%, so it does make it easier for them to kill you. So having something like Last Stand or damage mitigation is what's really going to save you. And then when their force gauge is at max, they will use Flash of Steel ++, and then go into force time for 20 turns. It's an AoE ranged Brave HP attack that is guaranteed, so evasion isn't going to help you for this. And then for their force time, it's kind of the same as how it was in Chapter 3, Part 1, where any debuffs you inflict on them are going to be for 1 turn, and any buffs you grant yourself are going to be just for 1 turn. And to cancel the force, you are going to need a melee force, so pretty simple, Queen can do that, but if you've got someone like Squall or Leo or Core, then that can also work for this. Another thing is that you can also use a melee Brave force with Dark Enchant. I want to say this was by the time Enna Crow was out, but I don't think that was the case. I don't even remember who it was. But anyway, that is going to be it for here, and then I'm going to jump into JP so that I can showcase Queen's Force. So I will be right back. Okay, so we're back on my JP account. So here's my queen. She unfortunately does not have her burst, but I do have the force on her. Yeah, I'm just going to jump into this chaos fight and then show you how her force works. Okay, so during the fight, Tifa and Ursula did get their turns before, but you know what, that's fine. I did want that to happen. So here's Queen's Force. My favorite thing about that Force animation is just seeing how Queen and Ignis push their glasses up at the end. That was really cool. Okay, so now Ursula has her turn, so let's use a melee attack that is also a changed HP attack. And there we go, that raised the gauge up definitely by a lot. So, like I mentioned, having someone like Ursula or Machina if you really wanted to, that could definitely help. But you could also just like use anyone who has melee attacks or have like a change wave HP attack like separately, and you can still get the gauge up pretty high. But if you did want to meet both conditions though, then yeah, you would probably want to use someone like Machina or Ursula for that. But anyway, so that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if you will be pulling for Queen or for Tifa, and I will see you all in my next video.